Not everything can just be about advantage. And this idea that, oh, well, nobody's really dead. Why would he go? Oh, really? Because that's the bar now, right? It doesn't matter if it's just a huge plume like this and that they've let the corporate entity that created the problem be in charge of fixing it. Representative Bill Johnson of Ohio says the administration's been dragging its feet from the start, doesn't seem to care. He joins us now. Congressman, thank you. The idea now that the White House says the president is going to go, is that news to you, and is it welcome news?
Well, I can tell you that he's promised before, and he didn't keep the promise the first time. So I'm not going to hold my breath. I can tell you that the people in East Palestine are frustrated. They still have a lot of unanswered questions, Chris. That's why we're doing a field hearing there on September 22nd, because they deserve answers. And that's what we're trying to do, is keep a focus on this so that they get their questions answered.
So what I hear from the Democrats about this is, yeah, whether it's Bill Johnson or Vance, any of these Republicans, they're complaining about this, but they haven't really been doing that much. They're just as outraged as they are about Hunter Biden as they are about anything in East Palestine. The EPA is on site. They say the well water is okay. That's how we work these situations, and we'll review it when the time comes, as if this is mostly feigned outrage. Your response?
Yeah, well, you go talk to the people that live there, the people that were evacuated, the people that have had to move out of their homes. I talked to a farm family last week, that actually sold their home and moved out of the neighborhood because of some of the health concerns that they had. Talk to the business owners who have had tremendous losses because their clients didn't show up and people did not patronize their businesses. The president told me himself early on to let him know what he could do. I said it would be helpful if you could make a visit. And he told me he was going to go. He hasn't been. And oh, by the way, this notion, I saw a quote from him earlier this week that says he's been in constant contact with officials there. He hasn't been in constant contact with me, Chris, and I've practically lived in East Palestine for the first 3 weeks after the derailment, and I'm there every single week that I'm not in Washington, D.C., and there's been no sign of the president.
You know, this is becoming a bigger political issue, and I welcome that, because I can't believe that you guys are letting Norfolk Southern be the ones who are in charge of doing this. They created the problem. They have absolutely zero incentive to be hard on themselves about what happened. But Mike Pence decided to bring it into the campaign as well today. He said this.
President Biden hasn't visited East Palestine yet. He has said he hasn't had the chance to. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think it's shameful. With everything the people of East Palestine have gone through, that the president spent so much time on vacation, sitting on a beach, when we could have been there for those families that have gone through so much.
And I don't really care about, the cheap shots about vacation. I mean, we could go through the numbers. He's very familiar with what it's like to have a chief executive that he's working for be playing golf all the time. I don't care about that. What I care about is that it doesn't smell right, and I mean that literally and figuratively, Congressman. Why aren't you up in arms and getting Vance and trying to get Sherrod Brown and get everybody to say, hey, Norfolk Southern can't be in charge of doing this. They created the problem. You got to take the power and control out of their hands.
Norfolk Southern is not in charge. They never have been. Norfolk Southern got the message right away from me, from the governor of the state of Ohio, that they're going to be held accountable. And I can tell you, Chris, that the railroad, and look, you're right. They
but hold on a second, Congressman. The people there on the ground that we talk to say they got to deal with Norfolk Southern. They're the ones who are making the assessments about whether they're sick or not. They're the ones making the assessments about what their house is worth. I mean, why?
That's not true, Chris. That's not true. I'm there, and I can tell you that that's not true. The federal EPA is there. The state EPA is still there on site. Local authorities are there. I'm there. And I've told the people of East Palestine, and some of them take me up on it. When they have a question they can't get answered any other way, they come to me. But the railroad has worked out victim compensation programs for both businesses and residents. And they've worked that out with the state, and that process is underway. So
good.
there's been a lot of progress.
Good. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.